Hello and welcome everybody to 1979. Now, in 1979, if you look up in the reference book, who won the Masters in 1979, it'll say Fuzzy Zoeller, all right? Which is an awesome name. This is obviously, if you read the title, this is a Powerbuilt citation, the 3-wood, okay? That was made in 1979. So Fuzzy Zoeller has his own clubs. We'll talk about those in a future video, all right? Now, the Powerbuilt series is a series I've always liked. I've always liked their drivers. I feel like they're underrated, like as far as popularity goes. Everybody's chasing these 50 McGregors, which at this stage, in my opinion, this is my opinion, those are reserved for collectors and investors. For your average, let's go out and play some golf and have a good old vintage time and remember what it was like, how challenging golf is and was. You know, it's like even with our modern technology, it's still challenging, and then you use your old equipment like this vintage equipment, and then you appreciate your new equipment. You're like, oh, I get to hit my tailor-made driver, thank you, you know? But 3-woods have something that I've always struggled with in the vintage world. You've seen my Titleist 3-wood video. I really struggled with that. It wasn't fit for me. So how does H&B, this is the same company that makes the Louisville Slugger, how will they perform just with the stock 3-wood? I'm interested to see if this is as good as the citation drivers. So let's get it under the microscope and have a closer look. It's easy to recognize. We have the gingerbread man sole plate right here, 4 screws, HB, Powerbuilt, and then the wood right here, the 3-wood. It's pretty simple. The shaft is pinned, but it doesn't go through, so it's not a bore-through design. As we spin around the skirt, you'll notice it says Thoroughbred right here on the toe, and it has the 3 headless screws, I believe they're called, on the face insert with the white backing right here. Very interesting. 2-3 groove pattern. Nice bright red insert right there. Face insert. Lovely. This dark brown finish. Absolutely lovely. It's a really clean, good looking club. As we move up the hosel right here, we can see the whipping, a little ferrule right here. Stepped shaft. It's pink, Thoroughbred. LVWSC, what is that, like Lady Senior Flex? I have no idea what flex that is, but it feels flexible and it feels okay, so we'll give this a go. 1979, I just put that on there to remind me what year it is. And this is a made in the USA Tachymatic something. Not sure if that's going to show up. Either way, just a grip. I'm not sure if that's aftermarket. It feels aftermarket. So it looks like a 3-wood. We're going to get this out on the range, give it a go, and see how it feels. It might have a ladies flex. That might be what we're looking. It might be a women's club. But if this is a women's club, then it is fit perfectly for me, all right? I'm in my 40s and I'm not trying to show off to anybody. I don't care. I don't have to impress anybody with an extra stiff look at me. This felt amazing. It was a revelation. Like this to me felt like my modern Ping 3-wood. Obviously it sounds a little bit different, better in my opinion. Clack. Just perfectly, I mean, it cuts through the grass. It's just the right size. It has this very like flat shape to it, which is what modern 3-woods have. This is a surprising, this was like, with my history of hitting persimmon 3-woods, this was a revelation. This was a surprise. This was a pleasant surprise. I was like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. And instantly, this is my 3-wood. There are some clubs where I hit, it doesn't matter what kind of bag I'm building, I always just am drawn to it. A classic case is the Cobra Baffler 7 wood, all right? Every time I see one of those, it's just like, oh, this is going into any bag, even my modern bag. For a 7 wood, like hybrid long iron replacement. Whereas 3 wood, this instantly top of my list. Vintage club, I need over everything else that's persimmon, all right? You need a 3 wood pre-90s? This, 1979 Powerbuilt citation. For me. Now, everybody out there is different. It's a really complex relationship, right? It's like an interpersonal relationship that you have to have with a 3 wood or a fairway wood for a lot of people. Some people can just hit, ooh, look at me, I can hit anything. But for most people, it's a very delicate relationship. You have to tiptoe around this discussion with people. But for me, this is perfect. I'm not saying it will be perfect for you, but this is one of the joys of vintage clubs, is when you find something, it's a treasure. You're like, yes! So this is going in a bag. Doesn't matter which bag, any bag. 3 wood, this is it. Love it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As usual, special thanks to my patrons. If you'd like to join us on Patreon, I post a few behind the scenes things. I like to have conversations, we message back and forth a lot on Patreon with my patrons. And if you would like, I'll message you if you're a patron and ask if you would like your name in the credits. Some people decline, which is perfectly fine. You can also support this channel easily by visiting my Amazon shop in the links in the description below. I try to keep the golf shop up to date, so there's some golf related things in that shop, and I make proceeds from qualifying purchases. I am an Amazon associate. Thank you so much for watching. I am the Vintage Golfer.